to the channel, Ace's Place 22, where I'm Ace and this is my place. And we're going to have a really enjoyable time here with this video. I'm super excited to do this one. Yeah. So let's just get the fun stuff out of the way, and then we'll get to even more fun stuff in a little bit. So make sure you like and you subscribe, because chances are, well, those are the chances. So yeah, do all that stuff, and let's get right into this video. Hey everybody, absolutely gonna have a good time with this one. I'm sitting here in my office in Ace's Place's office place, whatever the hell it's called. I don't even know what it's called. My room, this room of all rooms. And you guys are looking at some Simpsons plushies. That's not what we're here to talk about. I have assorted all of my Simpson figures, my World of Springfield interactive ones from Playmates that came out in 2001 and ended in maybe 2004 or something like that. So I have literally gone through all of them. And there's a ton of them here, and we're going to go through and we're going to take a look. Now, we're not going to go beat for beat every single figure, because I do have a specific thing we're going to be showing off here. Of course, as the title of the video is, my pickups, and that's what we're going to talk about. But when I got home, I was excited with these. As of the other day, a friend of the channel, a friend of mine, found me an amazing collection of Simpson figures that in a couple of weeks I will be getting from him. And who else knows what's coming down the line. It's very, very exciting for me as a Simpsons collector right now. So, yeah. These are all of my figures in-boxed, out-of-boxed, organized to the wave, that is what they called them, or series, for each one of these figures for this brand of toy line, all the way up to, like, exclusive playsets and things of that nature. So I'm just super excited. Let's take a look at all this stuff. And yeah, here we go with Wave 1. Also, excuse my voice for sounding raspy and sounding like I might be projecting it a little bit louder than usual. I am losing my voice, so I am trying to project it a little bit louder. I know you're supposed to save your voice, but hey, I talk for... well, I don't make a living doing this. But anyways, this is Wave 1. These are all of the opened ones, out-of-box ones that I have. I do have a majority of their accessories as well. Some of these, the Homer and the Krusty, are mine from when I was a little kid that I've held on to. You've got Santa's Little Helper, Bart, Maggie, Lisa, and Marge with the original, all of its original, Simpsons Living Room from Wave 1. And then there are these 4 figures that I have for that wave as well. And then we'll move on to the next. We're just going to go right in a row. Boom. There we go. We've got Chief Wiggum and Homer Simpson from this wave. Now, there are more than one playsets for each wave. With this, the first one, that's the only playset I have. The other playset is the Homer at work in like his radioactive outfit. And then for this wave, I do believe it's a Pooh and in the Quickie Mart and Principal Skinner in the classroom. But we've got Chief Wiggum, we've got Pin Pal Homer, and then there are some here in their boxes as well. And this is pretty much the routine of this video till the very end. So get used to it. So here's a little sneak peek at what we're going to be talking about here in a few minutes. But here is Wave 3 with Otto, and then 4 of them in package, along with 2 boxed playsets for that wave. And then the next wave is Wave 4. We've got Groundskeeper Willie, Casual Homer, and then I'm going to get it mixed up. I always do. I can't remember if it's Itchy or Scratchy. I'm pretty sure this is Scratchy. Out of box. And then we got 2 playsets in the back for this wave as well. And then we've got Wave 5 with Sideshow Mel and, oh my god, Captain McAllister just hanging out. No playsets for this wave. This is the, I believe, I'll have to Google it, But from my knowledge, this is the only wave that did not have any playsets. Whether it was 1 or 2, there was no playsets involved in this wave. Up next, we have... I know this one is Home Run Homer. And then we also have Bleeding Gums Murphy with a few inboxed for that wave of Wave 6. Wave 7, very, very minimal for that one. You're going to see that as we get deeper into these. But I do have Ed Knickerbocker and Cletus for that wave. No playsets there. Then we go to wave, I had to count, I forgot, wave 8, where we do have 2 out of box. We have Kearney and Daredevil Bart, I apologize. And then a few inboxed with 1 playset in the background. And then for wave 9, it's super great. All I have is Jasper out of the box and then Jasper in the box for the playset with the, what is it called? Retirement Castle playset. Wave 9, or is this wave 10? I think this is wave 10. Wave 10, I only have 2 inboxed characters. Wave 11, I only have these 2 out-of-box characters, Blue-Haired Lawyer and I forget his regular name, but McBain. And then 12, I only have this little guy, Database. I think that was his name, I forget. 13 is... I'm forgetting it. I'm drawing a Frankie. Is that what it is? Frank Quimby, and then Krusty. And then for wave 14, or is this 5th? This would be 15. I've got 1 inboxed and then 2 out of box with Miss Hoover and Miss Beats. I think that's her name. I'm totally... You know what? Let's look at the back. Miss Bots. That's what it was. I couldn't remember her name. She's in the season finale of the very first season of The Simpsons. And then for 16, the last official wave, I have 6 out of 8 of the octuplets. Yes, these were not accessories. These were literally with 2 other babies inside of a, figure package, as if you would buy them as an action figure. There are still a handful that I do not have, as you can see. There's a lot of blank spaces. But then they also did special figures, which were more voice actor ones. Yes, that might sound kind of strange, but famous voice actors, I should say. So I've got Wave 1 with just Fat Tony. Wave 2, I've got Brad Goodman, and I wanted to say Herb Powell, but it's not him. What the hell is this guy's name? I forget. Lionel Hutz. Not Danny DeVito, but one of my favorites, Phil Hartman, does the voice of him. And then there were, I don't know what stores these were specific to, but I just know they were exclusives. You've got Larlene Lumpkin in her little trailer with Colonel Homer. And then there's this playset in the back with the KBBL radio station. And then one of the best ones by far, which is the Toys R Us exclusive playset. I definitely know that. I have the box behind it and everything. There it is. It's pretty great. This playset's pretty awesome. It did come with the squeaky voice teen right there. And it was supposed to have the crazy old man. I bought this used. It still works. But it was missing the cranky old man. So the guy threw in an extra Bleeding Gums Murphy, which I already had. So whatever, I appreciate it, but I already had him, yada, yada. Still, this is really cool. I wasn't going to pass up on the opportunity of getting it when I did. And then here is just a smorgasbord of the accessories to all the characters that have been opened or accessories I've bought over, the year of getting back into collecting these guys. So that is the entire collection of the World of Springfield Interactive Simpsons line. But let's take a look at a few things I picked up over the week that are pretty damn cool. Oh yeah, dude. Right here is my guy. There's a handful of Simpsons characters that I'm an absolute fan of. And without a shadow of a doubt, Krusty the Clown is right at the top of the list of one of my absolute favorites. He's a clown, and he's just, whatever. We'll talk about it. But where, how, and why, and when I picked these things up, I picked them up at the time of this video coming out on Monday, the 23rd. I think that's what it is. I believe it's Monday the 23rd. I picked these up last week at a few different shops I went to. So quick story. I went out last week to the local toy store that I've been going to, Replay Toys, to do another toy trade. Get out there, his store was closed, and I was like, well, that's a bummer. On the way back home, I find another little hole-in-the-wall store that actually, since I'm talking about these places. So we mentioned Replay Toys right here. I say right here, right around the corner, Burnt Hills, New York. Headed there, they were closed. Said, oh well, what are we going to do? The kid and I remembered that there was this place not too far from where we were. So we went there and checked some stuff out. Roses, repeats. I did not find this there, but I also found a couple of things at this place we'll get to. Go to Roses Repeats, buy a few things. We'll talk about those here in a minute. The very next day, I wanted to go back out to Replay Toys and be like, you know what? I want to do my initial trade. And we did that. My daughter and I say we did that. And then we went to, on the way back home, literally right around the corner from this place was this place. Excellent Adventures Comics. Give you a second to look at that. He also partakes in Albany, New York Comic-Con. So give that a check out if you're in the area around the time they do stuff. So the kid and I, we walk into this store, and lo and behold, he had a few Simpson things. He had... Oh, I should have grabbed it, but I didn't. I should have put them right there in the front as well. He had a couple loose figures and a couple inbox figures and a playset. And I was extremely happy with the selection. I grabbed one loose figure, which was Cletus. Huh? You talking to me? He's great. I happen to have some of his accessories in a lot that I bought a while back, so that's kind of cool. So there's him. And for anybody that doesn't know, what makes them interactive is they have a little microchip or whatever you want to call it here at the bottom of their foot. And on any of the play sets, they all have an interactive spot where you can clip them down, press a button, and they should, depending on the release date of the figure and the playset should have that character's voice initiated in it already. Some of the earlier sets probably wouldn't. But one of the carded figures I picked up, the only carded figure I picked up, was this Krusty the Clown. Now, I do already have him, as you saw in the beginning of the video. This is my original. It looks pretty good. But me being a Krusty the Clown collector, outside of also being a Simpsons collector, seeing this for, I can't remember the price, $12, I had to have him. I was like, he's absolutely coming home. The card is pretty good. It's warped a little bit like it should be. I mean, it's 20 plus years old. All the coloring is great. There's no yellowing, and even if there was a little bit, I wouldn't mind it. But this will be staying on the card, and he looks absolutely fantastic. Next up, from the same place, we'll take a look at the playset that I got. Which, how appropriate, not only did I get Krusty the Clown, but in the same, purchase, I was able to find the Krusty Lou Studios along with Sideshow Bob. Absolutely epic. I'm not going to go on a crazy long run about it, but when I was a kid, the only two playsets that I had were the Quickie Mart with a Pooh and the... Oh my gosh, golly. The school with the classroom with Principal Skinner. Those are the only two play sets I had. Had a bunch of the characters, but that was it. the two that I absolutely wanted, that I'd always stare at the back of the camera, I'm looking at the camera. The back of the box was this one and the comic book. You know what, matter of fact, it's hard to see because of the glare, but this one right here, the comic book guy with the comic book shop, and then this Krusty Lou Studios with Sideshow Bob. Sideshow Bob, again, another one of my top 5 favorite characters. Comic book guy, same thing, blah, blah, blah. And you can see there's the price tag on it that he was asking for it. I was blown away that this guy had this playset in his store for this price, because this goes for like 40, 50, 60 bucks, you know, whatever anybody want to ask for it. I've never pulled the trigger because it's always been too pricey for me, even though I'm a collector. But $20, being able to buy it in store, in hand, I'm over the hill. The packaging is pretty dang good. Usually, and you're going to see in something else, the right here on most of the Simpson boxes for the boxing, or for the packaging, is usually broken and retaped, or it's already like that from the beginning because it is a weak point. It's very flimsy. If it drops, it's going to crack, it's going to break. This spot is a weak point, so it is what it is. I'm not necessarily a pristine, like, oh my God, it's got to look 100% perfect. But no. And to the profit director, if he's watching this, I know he's seen some of these Simpsons sets. Check this out. Whoop! Gotcha, dude. That's for you. And if any of my friends here on YouTube watch that, I got you too. But we're going to keep going because that's just some fun, silly stuff. So to get this for 20 bucks, I'm very, very thrilled. I cannot wait to open this again. Like I've said before in other videos, my daughter and I, we have a goal we're trying to reach for these playsets before we open them up and goof off with them. Oh, same with the figures. Everything you guys see here or have seen, minus doubles of boxed ones, everything is getting opened at some point. So that's going to be a lot of fun. That's going to be an epic video. So, and I do believe if we listen closely, there is the interactive button right here. I know I don't know how well you guys can hear that, but it is Kelsey Grammer's voice. It's pretty dang cool that it still works, man. That's rad. That's very rad. And now let's take a look at the last item, which is technically the first item that I actually bought. So we did it a little out of order, but that's all right. And that is, yeah, dudes, the comic book guy with comic book shop. Look at this. Look at this. It is the Android Dungeons comic book shop. I'm surprised it doesn't say it on there. But real quick, right off the bat, this has been opened from, I don't know which side. I think this side. It doesn't matter which side. But the guy was a collector himself. I do have the accessories. They are right here. These are the accessories that come with him. But it is clean. I did pop it out myself to take a look at it. Again, it's very nice, but this is the usual suspect of where it breaks right here. I have a handful of them that have never been opened, but they're broken because of this right here. It does not bother me at all. And then let's see, actually. I know this one works too. You can hear the register going off. That's so great. I can't wait to really goof off with these guys. But the other remaining story to this is, so again, we'll backtrack. When I went here and it was closed, we had to do, an alternate move, and then we went to Rose's Repeats. While we were in there, I picked up this along with doing my weekly pickups, but I forgot to show this off. A Earthworm Jim figure, which this is Hench Rat. It's an original Playmates. Go figure. Earthworm Jim figure of, just one of the villains. And then I also picked up a Ninja Turtle villain of Anthrax. Now, I'm a big Ninja Turtle collector. There you go, over there. But and I'm also an Earthworm Jim collector. So finding these 3 items all at one time in one shop was really an awesome little experience. But knowing that the comic book guy and Sideshow Bob, that are two of the sets I've always wanted more than any other, were literally 10 minutes apart from each other in 2 different little, comic toy shops in the same town. That blows my mind. That is absolutely insane to me. So, happy accident that I didn't go to this place first, or that I went here and it was closed. Then we went here, found all this stuff. The next day, go back here to do a trade and get some really killer things. And then this stuff right here. Finding the other Simpsons stuff. Epic. I'm very appreciative of the universe hooking me up the way it did. And the fun doesn't stop there. Like I said, my friend went out of town or out of state this weekend and found your boy a pretty epic Simpsons collection. And you know, I had him get it for me. So we're going to stay tuned for that to check out all of that great stuff. So we'll take a look at the back of it as well here. You can see all the stuff that it's interactive with or who's interactive with it. Just all a bunch of information. You can see the other play sets that are there. There's the living room. There's the Quickie Mart. There's the power plant, the school, the bowling alley, which I have, the comic shop, which I have, town hall, which I have, Krusty Lou Studios, which I have. The only ones I need are the school, the power plant, and the Quickie Mart. At least the only ones on here that I need. Let's take a look at the back of the Krusty Lou Studios, see if it's a little different. No, it's all the same because it was the same, around the same time. But this, we'll take a look at the back of this really quick. So there are a majority of the same ones. There's Reverend Lovejoy with the church. The kitchen with Moo Moo Homer. I could have snagged that. Springfield DMV. Let's put a pin on it. The police station with Officer Eddie. Let's put a pin on it. Retirement Castle I've got. The cafeteria I've got. This I'm eyeballing. This I'm eyeballing. Gotcha. Coming. Need ya. So yeah, dudes and dudettes. Pretty great stuff. If you're a Simpsons fan and you enjoy, this kind of stuff and you're interested in possibly buying it, look around, shop around. Don't be afraid to go down the street that, definitely be afraid to go down the street that you probably have never wanted to go down. Don't be afraid to look up on your phone cool places that might have stuff like this. Because, man, I might have been... Well, actually, yeah. When we went here, this guy was telling me just this past year in 2025 that he bought a collection of like 50 to 60 Simpsons items from this particular, line. And I just got the scraps of it. So, was sleeping on it for a minute. So don't do that. Don't miss out. And hell yeah, man. If you guys have enjoyed this video, please make sure you like and subscribe because I'm going to be doing more Simpsons videos for sure, especially in the near future. And so yeah, those were my Simpsons and a couple extra little things thrown in there. Pickups of the week. Yeah, dudes. We'll see you guys. I don't know when we'll see you. We'll see you guys down the road. See you in the next one. Don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split ya.